Hi, Rich Carrubba for bowlingball.com. Let's talk about how long are bowling lanes. And really we need to learn a little bit more about the USBC, United States Bowling Congress, lane specifications to really understand the bowling lane. So we're going to throw some useful bits of information at you here. But we suggest you read the article right in the Bowlversity section of our website. How long are bowling lanes? It's worth reading because it itemizes about a dozen different dimensions of the lane that are useful to you, and also talks about all the guides and targeting arrows you'll find on the approaches and on the lane beds themselves. Now, a regulation lane, including all the information, really the things that you want to know are that from the approach to the foul line, it's approximately 75 feet, and from the foul line to the pin, to the center spot of the head pin, approximately 60 feet. There's a small tolerance. When a bowler stands a full distance back, far edge of the approach, it's about 75 feet, because approach, at least the last set of guides closest to the settee area, are about 15 feet from the foul line. And the first set of guides up on the approach are 12 feet back from the foul line. You don't have to align yourself in either particular set. You can use in between and so on, just to understand your natural stride when you're taking your steps, and we recommend you consult with a coach when you're working on your footwork. But those guides there correspond to the center 5 pin spots down on the pin deck. So the center dot corresponds with the center of the head pin and the 5 pin on the pin deck. Now the most recognizable and widely used guides are the targeting arrows, 15 feet approximately past the foul line. They're used for intermediate alignment when you're targeting the pocket or spares some 60 feet away. It's simpler to target something closer to you than it is way down the lane. And again, if you have questions about using these and coming up with a system for alignment and adjustments, consult a coach. We have a lot of articles in Bowlversity that address that as well. Other key dimensions of the lane are as follows. Like the kickback is 24 inches above the pin deck. The tail plank is 2 inches maximum thickness. The pin spots are fiber spots, and they're 2 1/4 inches in diameter. That's the spots the pins set on the deck. The center of the 10 and the 7 pin spots are between 2 1/2 inches and 3 inches from the edge of the pin deck, and the centers of the pin spots are 12 inches apart, which are set in an equilateral triangle formation. The center of the the gutter or the channel width is 9 1/4 inches in width. The lane is made of tongue and groove bed stock, and then typically you'll lay a synthetic material overlay, giving the appearance of the board sitting on the edges of the lane. The center of the head pin spot, 60 feet plus or minus ½ inch from the foul line. That's really what this article advertises as useful information, and the overall length of the lane to the pin deck is 62 feet 10 3/16 inches. So the extra distance of 2 feet 10 3/16 inches comes from the center of the pin deck on the number 1 pin spot all the way to the back of the deck. The surface is 41 1/2 inches in width, the lane rather, okay, and the surface of the lane, it has about a tolerance across a 40/1000 of an inch for crosswise tilt, crowns, or depressions from use from the constant bowling ball wear on the lane. A lane would have to be adjusted or resurfaced or something to keep that within tolerance if it was ever inspected by the USBC. And the foul light beam, which is no more than 1/4 inch beyond the approach, is fully automatic and must be visible for 10 to 15 seconds in duration. So if the foul lights are on, you're bowling in league competition, you slide over the line, the buzzer goes off because you hit the light. It has to be 10 to 15 seconds in duration. Now, all these specifications are useful to you if you try to understand a little bit of lane geometry when you line up to hit the pocket, play the oil pattern correctly, make adjustments for strikes, make adjustments for spares, and select the right bowling ball. There's so many different components to bowl well, and it can be overwhelming if you don't try to understand them logically. Getting a little more information is good, so there's plenty of specification information we have in Bowlversity section of our website. Once again, Bowling Lane Specifications is a great article to read, which corresponds to How Long Are Bowling Lanes article. And so if you gather that information, you read it and review it, discuss it with your coaches, you're going to find it useful when you go to the lanes and you try to target certain bowling pin formations, particularly the pockets. You can get those strikes that you're always seeking. Anyway, we hope this information helps.